And welcome back. It can be hard to keep up with all the trends on social media, even harder to keep up with the new apps. Maybe you've heard of Clubhouse, but if you haven't, I talked with Giselle Ugarte tonight about why it's so popular and worth checking out. All right, Giselle, on the long list of apps that I've yet to jump into, but one that I know is gaining popularity is Clubhouse. So help me out. What is it?
Okay, so Clubhouse is an invite-only, and the way to describe it is drop-in audio app. It's a drop-in audio app. So you go into the app, you open it up, and kind of like a LinkedIn or a Facebook or an Instagram, you have a feed, but instead of a feed of posts or videos, you have a feed of live ongoing conversations that are happening. And the only thing you see is the topic of conversation and the people in the room. You can click on one of those conversations and instantly it's like a live morning show. It is like a live podcast, and you can listen in, or if you want to, you can raise your hand and actually become a part of that conversation. And right now, because the app is still in beta and relatively small, granted, it has over 1 million people on it. However, kind of like Minneapolis, it's a big, small town. It's very easy to start seeing a lot of those familiar faces over and over again. And you still have the opportunity to raise your hand, speak up, stand out amongst people, professionals, even celebrities who you perhaps never would have been in front of in real life. And here you are the content, no preparation needed, because all you need is this thing right here. You don't need to wear makeup. You don't need to have your hair done. You don't even need to wear pants if you don't want to, because it's completely audio and everyone is new to it. Everyone is starting from zero. And so that allows for that humility of growing together to happen. It is the great equalizer. And it is, Jeff, my favorite app right now.
This feels like a 1990s AOL chat room being taken to a completely different level in terms of engagement. So what features are available in Clubhouse?
It totally is. And it's funny that you use that example. We're dating ourselves in that regard. But what allows for you to do is that it doesn't matter if today is your first day on Clubhouse or if you've been there for a while, you are allowed to create what are called your own clubs. So if you wanted to create a club, whether it is members only or open to the public, did I just say that? Or open to the public, you can, in or around your industry or hobby or just you as a personal brand, you can absolutely do that as well. You don't need a club, however, to start what's called a room. A room is what these conversations are called. And so if you just wanted to start a topic about news in Minneapolis tonight, here and right now, no preparation needed. All you would have to do is press the button that says start a room, and then you can host that conversation for as little or as long as you'd like. There are some rooms that honestly go on for 24, 48 hours.
What is allowing it, and you've described some of it, but what's helping it separate from the pack of the Facebooks and Instagrams of the world?
Well, first and foremost, you are the content. You are the content. You're not having to worry about typos or edits. You can't hide behind filters. You can't hit the record button 1,000,000 times. And here's the thing. So on Clubhouse, whenever you enter a room, automatically your profile picture and your name show up as being part of the audience. On every other platform, you can very passively digest information. No one has to know that you saw that content unless you like or comment on that post. And so in that sense, it's also a marketer's dream come true, but it's also just the average human being who is craving community. When you are entering a room, you have the topic of the room, you have the people in the room, and all of a sudden you cannot join anonymously. You are either leaning into or all in with whatever that conversation is about. And so in doing so, those are some of the features that set the app apart, but that also make it so wonderful, whether you are craving that human connection or you're wanting to get a targeted audience without having to put money behind it.
The excitement you're bringing to the table about this app is how I feel you were talking about TikTok last year, and we know that is skyrocketing. So in your opinion, does it feel as though Clubhouse is the next big thing? It's here to stay?
It is unlike anything else, but I do believe that it is here to stay, even as things start opening up. For example, here I am looking at you, but I'm looking at a camera, and anybody who is watching this video back, they believe that I'm making eye contact with them. How amazing is it that I can make eye contact with thousands of people simultaneously? And when it comes to the audio space, how amazing is it that I can be anywhere at any point in time? I have been in conversations where I'm taking my makeup off. No one knows. knows where I'm in the middle of dinner. No one knows where I'm going to walk. No one knows. And I'm simply able to show up with insight, with value, or participate without having to do anything at all. But ultimately, Jeff, what it's showing us once again, and what I preach all the time, people have been craving human connection long before social distancing was the way of our world. We can look at social media as being this super, super, super superficial space, when in actuality, we can use it to bring each other closer together by leaning in on these conversations and having, in some cases, these necessary and uncomfortable conversations with people who are not in the echo chambers of our immediate surroundings. And that is the magic of Clubhouse that I hope we'll be able to translate, not just on the app itself, but far beyond.
You can find that interview, of course, on WCCO.com.